What's up you guys, welcome back to the Average Joe Investor channel. In today's video I want to walk you through how to roll your options contract on the Fidelity platform. I use Fidelity in all of my accounts. It's just a brokerage I happen to be very comfortable with. I know that there are others that hate Fidelity, others that like to use Thinkorswim or Schwab or others. Not a problem, but for those that use Fidelity, want to understand how to roll your options contract, let's walk through it now. Okay, so you're looking at my max cash flow account, and I've got an assortment of different positions here, essentially a traditional covered call with IWM and some poor months covered calls with both IWM as well as QQQ. Now this video is going to be within the context of selling options. So when you've sold an option and then you're rolling your contract out, okay? We're not looking at it from the context of buying an option. Within the context of selling options, it is the simultaneous buying back of your existing options contract that you originally sold and opening up a new sold options contract. And when you do that, you are going to either be doing it for a net credit, meaning you get paid, or you'll be doing it for a net debit where you have to pay money to roll your contract. Now that we have that definition in hand, let's take a look at some real life examples. We've got my IWM covered call here at the 205 strike price. I own 300 shares here, and I have 3 contracts right here. So let's take a look at rolling this. Within the Fidelity platform, if you click on your options contract here, you can click buy to close, sell to open, or roll your contract. Additionally, you can also click on the options summary button here to get a full-on breakdown of the different contracts and which ones are tied to which shares, which can be very helpful when you're looking to roll portions of certain contracts and not others, or if you want to make sure that a specific position is assigned and others are not. So if you click here on the options summary, you'll be presented with this view right here, which shows you the different contracts that you have and the different long positions, or in this case, long debit spreads for the poor man's covered calls here, which is very helpful. We'll first look at it from this level here because it's relatively straightforward. Let's say we're rolling the 205 calls here, and these are all connected, these 300 shares and these covered calls right here. We'll click here and we can go to roll your option contract. So you click roll, you'll be presented with this view right here. Now you'll notice that it's going to automatically fill in for you up top right here your positions that you're closing and their current market value. So I've got this contract that expires tomorrow, and it's at the 205 strike price, and the current market value for this contract is approximately $56 to $59 or $57.50 for each contract. And we'll just change this from 3 to 1 for simplicity's sake. So then we need to figure out, well, am I going to roll my contract out to a specific date tomorrow or 7 days from now or 30 days from now? It's going to depend on your specific strategy. But let's assume that you are running a daily strategy. And let's say you want to roll this contract from the 31st, which is Friday, to Monday, June 3rd. Well, you go to here for the sell to open section, we would go to June 3rd. Okay. Now you still have to select your strike price. You could decide to keep the exact same strike price and go 205. Let's take a look at that. Here's what it's telling us. If we want to roll our contract out to Monday from Friday, okay, and if we want to make no changes to our strike price, then the market price for the 205 strike price is at, we'll call that $85 approximately. Since the value of the new contract is more than the existing contract, this would be a net credit. You can see this right here, net credit of up between $25 and $31 depending on market prices. So we can see here approximately $28 per contract would be a net credit to you. Now, you don't have to roll your contract out just one day. You could roll it out 7 days. So if you wanted to roll this out to June the 6th maybe, at 205, and you can see that the value of that contract would be different here at $145 or $145, so that'd be a net credit of $87 here. Okay, let's go back to June the 3rd. Now you could also change your strike price. The lower you make your strike price, the more valuable the new contract will be because it's a covered call. And that's evidenced here by, let's say you go from 205 to 204. That value of the contract goes up significantly. Okay, to 131 approximately. Versus if you went from 205 to 206, the value of the contract goes down. And you can see here, this is a good example of what happens here when the new contract is worth less than the existing contract. In this situation, 57 versus approximately 52 means it would be a net debit. a net debit of between $3 and $8, meaning you would have to pay money in order to roll your contract, which at times might make a lot of sense to do, because when you roll your contract out and you move your strike price up, that's putting you in a better position from a covered call perspective, especially within the context or the scenario where maybe your cost basis is up here and the market price is way down here and you're wanting to sell covered calls in this range here in between, and at times you may have to roll your contract to avoid assignment. And when you avoid assignment below your basis, that's a good thing. Now you might be thinking to yourself as an option seller, well, why would I ever want to roll for a debit? I want to be in the business of getting paid. And I can appreciate that. I had that position myself for quite a bit of time, but the reality is, in situations, it makes a lot of sense to roll for a net debit as opposed to taking assignment or rolling to an inopportune or disadvantageous position as an option seller. So in this example here, let's say our basis is 206, okay? And so we want to get from 205 to 206. But to do so is going to give us a net debit of $6. You're thinking, no, I don't want to pay money. I don't want to pay $6. But the reality is, by moving from 205 to 206, you're getting $100 worth of value for only $6. What do I mean by that? I mean, when you move your strike price from 205 to 206, that means that if you were to get assigned at 206, you would receive $20,600. Versus if you got assigned at 205, you'd only get $20,500 if you got assigned, right? So that's a difference of $100. And you got that $100 extra benefit for only $6. From that perspective, why would you ever not roll for a net debit in certain situations? Hopefully you found some value out of this video, guys. Make sure to leave your 2 cents down in the comments below. It's my goal to respond to as many comments as possible on the day I post a new video. That's all I got for you guys. Have a great rest of your day, and thanks for watching.